One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to 120 Days of Movie Podcast. That was a good stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Chuck.
This is Daniel.
This is Brandon.
Yeah, and we saw Mirror by Andrei Tarkovsky.
Like we're going to be saying that a lot, so get used to it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I bought the movie, the Criterion Collection movie, like a
Wow.
copy of it. Yeah.
Nice.
Before
Like,
before I even watched it, I just wanted
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was more of that, like, oh, I'm dedicating myself to watch this. Like, I need to finish.
Mm-hmm. Did you finish?
Yeah, I finally did it. I finally completed
Wow.
it. It's like off my
It's
bucket list.
it's funny. I mean, you'll talk about it more, but it's funny. You say it took you so long to watch it. It's not even 2 hours long.
It's not
It's-
even
I-
2 hours long. Yeah,
Yeah, I
It's-
thought it was like I was sitting down for like another Tree of Life or something.
no, the length is not what like made me
Mm.
stop watching. It was literally like I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Right? Yeah. Well, I can relate to that definitely.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yeah, I feel like this movie is very much a vibe. I
Yes.
guess we can get into spoilers, but I don't know what you can spoiler about this
Yeah.
movie.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's about a guy recounting his life, and I'm not even coming to that from my own conclusions. It's coming. I'm basically getting that from summaries I'm reading after I watch the movie.
Okay.
Basically,
Yeah. Sorry. Go
okay.
ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead. I'm
I was
curious.
gonna say it is like the structure, right? Where there's that guy who we never even see, who's now I don't remember his name because it's a Russian name. It's not Alexei. It's
Oh, it's
something
the main guy, right?
right. Is like he's having dreams and memories about, but it's weird because it's like it's dreams and memories about his childhood and about his mother. But then also there's memories cut in that he couldn't possibly have seen. But I think it's all kind of meant to be the dreams of the mother's
Other
son,
people.
Alexei, I think, or Alexei. Yeah, I guess Alexei is his name, but it's spelled not how I usually say it. So anyway, I'll let you keep going.
Yeah, no, it's no worries. So yeah, it's about mostly the child and kind of like looking back on his memories and like you were saying, the memories of others, which really didn't make sense to me. I feel like that's a big part of the movie that I had a hard time dealing with the first couple times I was watching it. When we see his mother working at that factory,
Yeah,
I
right.
I
Exactly.
get so confused. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I'm also when that scene comes up, the first couple I think maybe the first 2 times watching it, I assumed it was talking about the friend who died. Like that was going to be
Right.
the character that they focused on.
Yeah, where she comes into play.
She
We do
does,
see
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
But
yeah. We do see her, but I thought that maybe I wasn't paying enough. I wasn't paying enough attention to the dialogue, but it was confusing that it was about the mother, and for some
right.
reason I thought the son was going to somehow be involved,
Mm-hmm.
but he
Yeah.
wasn't. He's not involved at all. That's like the other confusing part. Um, yeah, it's a very tough movie. It's not doesn't want to hold your hand at all. It's not even like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's not trying to like scare you or try to create horror or like try to disturb you. It's just a movie where it's just super fucking confusing. Oh
Yeah, I
man.
think it's like I had a feeling we'd all be confused. I'm glad that I was right. It would have felt bad if I came in here and you guys were like, "Oh no, obviously it's about this." But so maybe this will just sound like me coping, but I feel like this is really it's the way these events are presented. Like in most stories that are being told, like the thread that you're following is temporal. Like you're going through events in chronological order, and that's what we're used to seeing, and it's sort of easy for us to follow. This movie, the events are structured. Maybe I would say thematically, almost they're more structured just by single images. Like, sometimes it, like the example you gave, Chuck, of like, oh, they're talking about my friend from that I used to work with died, and then we see her working, is almost one of the more clear transitions, as bizarre as it is. A lot of
Mhm.
our things like the image of a flame, and then we transition from like a burning building to like a dream that involves a flame, or we go from in that same time there. I think there's a point where the mom is drinking, maybe pouring water from a well or drinking water from a well, and then it cuts to that dream where she's washing her hair. Like it's just um it's about the imagery, like, and I'm saying all this just that I think you kind of have to let yourself go for the ride, like not get almost too caught up on the details or expect to understand the sequence of events, because it's like you're just not given the information almost. Like we don't know that much about like his childhood. Like it's difficult to know, like, at what point was his father gone? Was his father gone only because he was drafted into the war, or did he leave the family after that? Like it's just, there's all these questions that I think you just have to be content kind of not knowing, and just like you said, Chuck, like kind of go with the vibe a little bit.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like for me, once I realized, okay, there's not a story I'm following, then I was just enjoying like separate scenes for what they were and like what I got from the dialogue, and then that's how I saw the whole movie. Just like, oh, this scene I didn't really like, this scene I did, but not connecting anything.
Mm-hmm.
I liked a lot of the poetry, and I
Mm-hmm.
think I looked it up afterwards. Like I think his dad wrote a lot of that poetry, like his actual dad, the director.
Damn, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the poetry was pretty deep, even though I didn't really understand what I didn't really
Yeah.
understand the point of it. Kind of like the movie, it's just a vibe. You're like, ooh, these words, they're just like I don't really know what they mean altogether, but like individually, they look really good.
I like the
uh,
immortal, like I guess
mm,
monologue where he's like, "We're all immortal. No point in fearing death, whether you're 17 or 70." That whole
Mhm.
I was like, "Damn, that got me."
yeah. It's actually, this doesn't really forward the conversation at all, but it's something to be said too. I assume all this poetry was originally written in Russian.
Oh yeah,
Really, it's something to be said for like genuinely for like kind of the power of the sentiment, that even being translated, we're all like, fuck, like that really works. You know what I mean? That doesn't always happen, to be honest.
yeah.
Like
No,
something to be loosened with the
it was
language.
it was like I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but it was like translated well, but like it
It
was
was
interpreted well.
yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. It was interpreted.
Hmm. But yeah, no, I really my favorite scene was definitely the scene where his mother's waiting by the I guess like the fence, and then the guy like walks through. I thought that was
Oh, the
so
very
cool.
first scene, or maybe the second scene.
I think it's like the second scene. The first scene is like when I love the first scene too. Really,
Yeah.
it's so bizarre when he's like watching the TV, and I guess it. I kind of understood the I the last time I saw it, the most recent time where I got to see it all the way through. It actually kind of clicked with me with some of the stuff that
Mm,
was going on because I kind of have the same idea, like not the ideas, but like same feeling sometimes where I remember stupid shit that was on television that
mm,
like some reason or not like sticked with you. And I guess like that's what sticked with him. He remembered like this stupid thing where like a kid gets hypnotized and loses his stutter.
mm-hmm.
And I kind of like I don't know that part just really felt like good. Like it felt nostalgic for me. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember watching that. I remember the kid getting hypnotized.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think a lot of this movie, I mean, pretty explicitly, like it. I mean, it is about dreams. It is about memories. It's like about like half remembered things. It's about, and with that, I think comes like sometimes the thing, just as human beings, like just all of us, like the things we remember may not actually be significant in any logical way, but they're just significant kind of emotionally.
Hmm.
Um, and that's, I think, a lot of the scenes, including that one, yeah, which I think maybe does have some thematic relevance. But yeah, there's all these scenes where even as you can kind of slot them in and say, okay, I think it's kind of relevant to the point in this way, and maybe he's trying to say this. really, even when you look at it more literally, it's like, why does he remember going with his mother to ask the neighbor for whatever the fuck they needed, and butchering a chicken? Why is that something that sticks in his head? But it did, you know. So anyway.
Yeah, I remember one time when I was like, in Albania, and like they were bringing me along, and like they were killing this goat in the street, and it must have happened like every day because I guess they were just butchering, and it was weird because like you could see everything, like there was
Mm.
not really there was no window, it was like an open door, and like and I specifically always remember that memory. I'm like, what the fuck, this is so weird. but but that might have been like the thing with the chicken. He's
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
this is so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Exactly.
a good point. I mean, there's a lot of things with this movie that probably just as we talk, there's going to be things that we're all like, oh yeah, but because she butchers the chicken and then she makes this like crazy face, right? Like,
Yeah.
but there is something where obviously it's all subjective, and that like literally, I think we're like seeing it through his memory. That is at this moment where like they were talking about, no, we don't butcher chickens, and he's never butchered chicken, and I never butchered a chicken, or a cockerel they called it. And now sort of seeing that he sees his mother in a different way, or something. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, that it is kind of jolting, and also the fact that something's so normal for people, and yet for you it's so foreign and maybe even like violent seeming.
hmm
I don't know. Is that how you felt when you saw the goat slaughtered, Chuck? Did you
I
everyone
guess so. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I wasn't scared. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Why are you doing that?
Yeah, no, but I was very young when that happened, so maybe that was
Uh-huh.
another thing that like added to it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I also like the scene where like the farmhouse is on fire, because that is something like
Mm.
I would imagine a kid would always remember.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like their life was so slow. Like anything
Mhm.
happening was like, oh shit, I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's funny too that again one of the more overt connections is like he talks to his mother about that in that phone call they have,
hmm
where he says like, when did dad leave and when did the barn burn down? Like those are the two like events that as an adult he thinks about. Yeah, like one being you have to like an impactful moment, your father leaving and not knowing when he's coming back, and then just a fire, like seeing a fire, is
hmm
sort of funny. I mean, obviously, I'm sure like their barn burning down has other impacts on their day to day life, but like that's not what he thought about. Yeah, he literally just thought about the fire itself.
But I
Which
would
that's like,
say,
oh sorry, man.
does the mom get that wrong, get the year wrong, or doesn't remember what he's talking about with the barn being on fire?
No, she says he says when did dad leave? She says 1935, and he says and when did the barn burn down? She says same year 35. That's what she says.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which I don't know if that has any relevance. Like it was just that was an exciting year. Two things happened,
hmm
but
Yeah.
yeah, that's I was
Two
just gonna say.
specific things.
You're right. Two things happened in 12 months. Neither of them good. But that's
For
what we're
me.
like. Oh, sorry, Brandon. You go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Dan. Go.
I was just gonna say quickly. I don't necessarily have any follow up to this, but a few images that come up that are like these connecting tissue. One I think is flame. One is wind. We see a lot of blowing wind.
hmm
One is birds. We see a lot of birds, which fuck if I know what the birds have anything to do with, but we see a lot of birds. We see a lot of running water. And then there was one more I thought of that I can't think of, but there's like, yeah, just these sort of recurring images that are like, I'm not sure what they're meant to represent necessarily, but we sort of get these transitions between scenes like with blowing wind or with running water or with flame or with a bird, like, which I just thought was sort of interesting.
Yeah. Since you mentioned that real quick, yeah, like that scene with I guess the second scene that Chuck's talking about, when like he's just walking and then you just see that wind blow and then all the grass is just like that was so cool. Like I guess like I don't know if the director like if that was just caught by accident or that was such a cool shot.
Oh, you used the helicopter.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
was
what
gonna say,
Hey,
IMDb.
that
That's
was
what
mad cool.
IMDb says. That's
okay.
okay. Yeah, I don't know how.
Uh, Whatever it
Okay.
was, it had to be on purpose though, because they like react to it a little bit, and that comes up like at the end in the last scene as well. There's like blown across a field when there's like that crazy when like the young, uh, they call her a couple different things, so I'm not even sure what her name is, but the young mother, as a young woman sees her older self, there's like wind across the field.
Yeah, isn't her
Oh
name
yeah.
like Mary or something?
No, they call her Masha, but they call her a
Oh
few different
yeah,
names.
that's another thing that was so confusing. I'm like, who are these characters?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Maria is her name, also called Masha and Mar-
Marikova?
Marusha is what
Oh
this
my
says.
god.
You're on. Yeah, I know. Where it's a little confusing. Maybe these are like common nicknames in Russia and Russian language, like that
Yeah,
Maria
it
would use
might
all
be
these
like a
things.
Dick, like a Dick and Richard thing. Like, oh yeah, obviously everyone.
Sure,
Yeah.
but it is for those of us that aren't Russian confusing in that it's a character in which the actress is also playing a different person, which we didn't even mention that the fact that
Hmm.
the same actress plays the mother and Alesky's wife. It is like, wait a minute, like who is this here? Like which one is this? Which I think they only say the wife's name like once, and I think it might be Natalie or Natalia, probably not Natalie.
It is Natalia.
Okay, thank you.
Another scene that stood out to me. This goes with like I guess a bird scene that you were talking about, Dan.
Mm.
When he's like laying down in bed, and then he like reaches out to. He's like I guess he's like talking to his mom, or when he's like, "Oh, leave me alone.
Mm.
I just want to be left alone." And then he like grabs some like I guess I don't know what's on his bed, but it turns into a bird, and then he like lets it go. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Yeah, I think to me it looked like a bird that was like, I, it was. I think it started as a bird, but it was a bird that was like dead or dying when he
Oh,
picked it
okay.
up. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I like that. I don't know because I when like with what he was saying, like leave me alone, and then it was like a bird
Mhm.
flying. I feel like a bird would be the most free and left alone thing.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
like
definitely,
what I got
definitely.
from this. Like, oh, I want to be left alone, and it's like, bam, a bird flying. It's like that's what I want to
Mhm.
be right now, a bird.
Yeah, I wonder if, to me, I think there is this element to the movie of kind of, I don't know if this is even the right word, but like transience. Like one of you guys brought up, I think Brendan, it was you, like the poem about like immortality and that we shouldn't be afraid of death. Was that you, Brendan, that talked about
Yeah.
that?
Hmm.
Yeah. And my reading of that, I think, is sort of, I mean, obviously it's not literal that someone's saying, no, don't worry, you'll never die, because it talks about death, but kind of, we only have the moment, like the now is the now. You'll live forever now, you know?
Hmm.
And what happens is just, it's neither here nor there, but you have the now. And I don't know, I guess there's kind of this, to me, that maybe is sort of this recurring theme, even in the structure of it, where you only have these single moments that we see. We don't see before, we don't see after. You just have the moment. Um, that's sort of interesting, I guess. Like, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it. But I just, you sort of get these flashes of like some message being communicated, but I don't really have the whole picture yet.
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't understand the movie from only watching it once?
Yeah, I know. Shame on me,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
this movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
especially this movie.
Yeah.
I watched it almost 3 times and I still don't understand.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not even gonna say I didn't dislike watching it, but it's I think, like, this is gonna make me sound super pretentious, but I feel like it's pretty rare that I watch a movie that I think is trying to tell something to me, like it's trying to communicate something, but I'm just not fucking getting it. Like I've seen movies where I don't get much, but I don't think it's trying to tell me much. There's movies where it's telling me a lot and I get at least some of it. But this, I just like, I'm watching, I'm like, I don't think it's like all bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I don't get the sense that it's all an accident. I just like, I can't get a grip on it. It's sort of, I don't know. It's like sort of a conflicting feeling. Like I don't really, especially considering now we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I'd be interested. I also feel like there's this historic context, which we don't even have to get into. But there's all this newsreel footage that's cut in that I don't really have the context for. I did a little bit of research after the fact, but it really didn't help me all that much. Like to know that like there were references to like the Chinese-Russian border conflict in the '60s. Okay, like I don't really know what that.
Sure.
You know, I can get the fact. Yeah, I can get the facts of something together, but like presumably that those images would mean something to a Russian or Soviet audience more than it means to me, and I kind of have no way of knowing what that impression would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did
And it
like the
came out.
scene where with the grenade. I thought that was cool because
Mm, mm.
that must have actually happened, and it was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, which what was that? I mean, like it was. I know it was a fake grenade, but like
Yeah,
why?
I think maybe he was like he scared everyone because maybe he made everyone think that it was a real grenade.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like it seems like at least the instructor thought it was a real grenade.
Yeah, and maybe
Um,
it was like maybe it was like whatchamacallit, precaution, even if they think it
mm,
might have been a fake grenade, like to always act like it's live.
yeah, maybe so. I thought though it might have been the boy who threw it was the one who was like getting in trouble. Like it wasn't the instructor that threw it.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah, it
don't
wasn't
think.
an instructor. Yeah, it was one
Yeah,
of the kids, and that I
yeah.
think that's the idea. Even no matter who throws it, you have to be careful.
Uh, uh, right. But do you think that the instructor knew? Like, is that what you're saying, or just?
No, no, just I don't think the instructor knew, but I think that the instructor had told everyone, no
Uh,
matter what, we have to always treat it like it's live.
right, right.
I don't know, but maybe I'm just trying to piece it together and
No,
understand.
that's yeah. That's what we're here
Yeah,
for.
yeah. um, no, but yeah, this was definitely a challenging movie, and the reason why I picked it was two big things. Like, one, this is every director, your favorite director's favorite movie. Like a lot of
Mhm,
directors always are like, "Oh, Mirror by Tarkovsky is amazing."
mhm,
I don't really get it, but I
Mhm.
respect that they have opinions.
mhm.
Maybe when we become directors in the future, maybe we'll understand.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
the other reason was because fucking Christopher Nolan always cites this movie as inspiration or like influence for Oppenheimer.
Oh, I have still haven't seen
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, but that's so interesting that you say that because something I did watch this week to cross our segments a little bit was Christopher Nolan's first movie called Following. Have you
Oh,
guys seen that?
no, I've never seen that.
And I was
Is
literally gonna sit. Mhm.
is that oh never mind. I haven't seen that.
Okay, yeah, it's good. I can talk about it maybe later at the end. But something I did want to bring up, which just coincidentally, so I watched this. I watched Following before I watched Mirror. Watching Following also has a really distinct story structure. It's not as opaque as Mirror.
Mhm.
It's not quite to that level, but it does something really interesting. I think, which is as opposed to linking it doesn't link its scenes together chronologically. It's not just a sequence of events. It doesn't link them together purely thematically or by image the way the Mirror does, but it links them together using relevant information. And what I mean by that is, um, you watch a scene and it makes sense for the most part as you're watching it, but you might have a couple questions. Like there might be a couple behaviors that the characters do that you don't quite understand why they did that. You know, something like that. They might have a conversation referencing something that it's not completely important, you know, vital that you understand it, but it's clearly a little off. And then the following scene is the context. And we kind of go through the whole movie that way. Almost maybe it made me think. Obviously, Nolan's next film was Memento, so almost a little bit like that, but less overt. But anyway, I as I was watching Mirror, I thought it's just that I would bring it up the fact that it's sort of in a way it's a similar story structure in that it doesn't use chronology, it uses um, sort of theme more than anything. So
Mhm.
it's fun. It's funny that you say that Nolan cites that specifically as a inspiration for Oppenheimer, just because. I mean, it feels like I was thinking. I wonder if he watched Mirror for following.
Yeah, maybe because it's just surprising though because like I don't know. I feel like Nolan has such a distinct style now,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I legitimately couldn't tell you.
Do you think? Yeah, oh yeah, I know. But do you think? So, still haven't seen Oppenheimer. I should really get around to it.
Mhm.
Do you think that Oppenheimer does it not feel like a Nolan movie in the same way? Like, does it feel like like
The only thing that makes me think it's not a Nolan movie is just the fact that it's black and white, and I don't
Oppenheimer's
like.
in black and white?
Yeah,
Oh.
right.
Honestly, I can't remember. Oppenheimer was extremely mid for me.
I know. I think half of it's in black and white.
Oh, okay.
Like the scenes that like happen in the past.
Oh, okay. Black. I'm just searching Oppenheimer in black and white.
Hmm.
Are parts of Oppenheimer black and white? Yeah, I guess some of it's black and white, but not all of it.
Hmm.
And that feels not Nolan-y to you?
No, well, not. I guess so. I mean, I guess
I don't know. I mean,
Memento's in black and white too. I guess.
is Memento in black and white? No, dude. Memento's not
No,
black and white.
no. Like the scenes in the past are black and white.
But it's all like in the past, right? Because it's going backwards.
Oh, but I know. I thought like there was flashbacks and those were in black and white.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Most of Memento,
Yeah, I
I feel
can't
like, was
remember.
just super color corrected yellow.
All
Just
right,
like
Brendan, is that
whatever.
movie super mid now since you don't remember?
No, Memento wasn't mid. I just saw it a long time ago.
Oh,
But
it sounds like
Oppenheimer's super
it
mid.
sounds like it's super mid because you don't remember anything about it.
No,
Yeah,
I do remember
Brendan.
the whole backwards like order of the movie. Very unique.
Okay, you remember there was a bomb
There's a bomb in that movie?
in Oppenheimer. In
In
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
So yeah,
Yeah.
is that? Oh yeah, so you remembered one aspect of each movie. So they're both.
Are you
I
really
remember my emotions during both movies,
I doubt it.
and I liked Memento way better.
Are you very protective of Oppenheimer, Chuck? Is that what I'm getting?
No, I thought it was completely mid too.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yay!
Yeah. Woo.
He's like, I just don't agree why you think it's mid. I think it's mid for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just giving a hard time. I thought okay, Oppenheimer. The coolest scene was definitely the bomb, and then that was it.
The
But
bomb, huh?
yeah, thank
It
you.
was
only
just
see it-
loud
Yeah,
Right.
and
Well,
in
yeah,
theater, which was cool.
it made me want to scream. I did scream actually.
oh, you did? No one could hear you though.
Yeah, I was
Chuck,
screaming really loud.
Chuck was yelling.
Imagine if I actually, yeah, like
That'd be so
really.
funny.
I'd be screaming, it's coming right at me.
Yeah, like you start screaming louder and louder, and they're like, no, everyone's like, shut the fuck up. It's just the movie. No, it's not. It's real. It's gonna come and get us.
I
That's
mean,
so
it is
stupid.
real. That's the thing.
Well, yeah. Like I was gonna say maybe that part wasn't real, but no, I guess you're right. It is technically real.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did it twice, in fact.
Well, I'm not gonna spoil the movie for you, Dan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
But yeah, I don't have anything else to talk about Mirror.
Yeah.
I like to keep it a little open ended because it's definitely a movie where like it kind of begs a rewatch.
Yeah, it does. Doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah.
but see, like I don't see myself rewatching this.
Mm.
But I could
I-
understand like why.
Okay, what if it was like in a movie theater and like your friends wanted to watch it? Like it was a not a remaster, but like it's just in theaters
Re-release.
for a re-release. Thank you, Daniel.
Oh yeah, if others wanted to watch it, then I would tag along to watch it. But
Okay.
I wouldn't choose it like to watch it on my own.
You wouldn't
Again.
seek it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I respect that.
sounded
I
like-
probably would be the same way.
That sounded, Chuck, like you were trying to trap him, like you were going to do that with. Well, great. Well, they did re-release it. It's at the movie theater down the street, and I'm going on Friday, so see you there. Like,
Well, no,
Yeah.
Chuck trapped
Yeah.
me with he wants to watch the longest movie ever created by this like Swedish. I don't know. Do you remember this?
I do remember. Yeah, but it'd be impossible to watch it. It's like
Is
going
this-
on right now.
Oh,
It's
it's going.
super
Is this
long.
the one with the dude on the beach who cooks?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's going. Oh, it's only happening now. I thought it happened like a year ago.
No, I think it's like it's going on now, and they're gonna destroy it.
Oh,
Oh my
I
god.
remember seeing a trailer for that forever. I mean, what felt like forever ago. Yeah, there's no way that it's like a 36-hour movie or something, right?
Now that I even look it up, it's like it's so hard to find. The one of them is called The Cure for Insomnia. Like
Oh,
that
Oh,
there's
hey.
multiple of these?
that's like not The Cure for. I mean, maybe you'll get so bored.
A24 longest movie.
Eight
I thought. Oh, I
longest
thought.
movie. Oh, and yeah, it's called Logistics. It's an experimental film by Eric Magnuson. It's 857 hours, which is
Oh,
35
that's
days.
not the movie I was thinking of. 'Cause this came out in 2012.
No, this one came out in 27. Oh yeah,
This is a different movie, which that's the longest movie.
yeah,
Like, let me see, 3-day movie, guy on beach cooking.
yeah. I remember we talked about this.
Hmm.
I can't remember. Well, he destroyed it after
No.
it came out, so maybe like that's why you can't find it.
Oh, could it just be called The Beach? Nope, that's not right. That's not right. Yeah, now I have to look around and find this, but yeah, I was gonna say I thought that it already happened, but you're saying it maybe is on now.
Oh, well, yeah, I think maybe it's playing now, and they're gonna destroy it after it happens,
Right.
or it already
Better do
played
that.
and they already destroyed it.
I would have thought that was the case. I would have thought it already played, but
Yeah, but I also remember like the trailer is like 24 hours long or something.
oh really? I watched a trailer that was not 24 hours long. So
No,
I
no,
think
no, no, Dan, I showed it to you. We only saw like one
Yeah, it was
because it
like
was too
30 minutes
long.
long or something.
oh well
No,
yeah
no,
guess
I don't think it's. I actually think it's like 24 hours long, like the trailer.
Oh my god.
so. It's just
Yeah,
a third of the movie or something. Because I thought the movie. Well, actually, maybe the movie's like a week long. I'm really okay. Hold on. It's definitely multiple
searching
days.
up
So
longest trailer in the world is hilarious because it's just literally like tracking trailers.
oh, okay. Yeah, I found the cure for insomnia, but that's not right.
Yeah, that's not it. It's a movie where it's like literally like they're on a beach and they're
Oh,
doing weird shit on a beach.
I
Yeah.
found one. Hmm. Oh, this is definitely what we're talking about. It's called Ambiance, and this is all it says. The film was expected to have a running time of 720 hours or 30 days, and initially had a projected release date of 31st of December 2020. Once the film's initial screening was completed, Weiberg, that's the director, would destroy the only existing copy of the entire movie, which he said made it the longest film that doesn't exist.
It's fucking stupid.
And it's the
Yeah,
second longest film after Logistics.
that's kind of cool
That's
though. That doesn't exist.
fucking stupid.
That's some
I
like
found it.
hacker
It
stuff.
looks like
Found 7
Okay.
hours.
oh gosh.
Yeah.
Ambiance.
Maybe this actually I think isn't the movie that I was thinking of initially. Oh yeah, this is not the movie I was thinking of. There's another
Sure?
mad, insanely long. Yes, I'm sure. I believe you sent me this. I believe we talked about it. But there's another movie that I saw a trailer for that I think is meant to be like really long, but not. I don't think it's not that long. I don't know if I'll ever be able to find it. It was like a dude on a beach, and it was like literally him driving around the beach, and he would like cook what he found at the end of the day. Was like the whole thing, and I think it may have been an A24 movie.
Oh, if it,
Oh,
I don't think it
damn,
was
huh?
A24.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
A24.
I'm just telling you what I remember in my reptile brain.
it's like we all have reptile brains.
Right. Right. Yeah. Now I'm gonna go crazy trying to find this other movie.
All right, let's get into our ratings for Mirror.
before
I
we're
have to
all
get
just
this back.
silently
Yeah,
typing. Like,
yeah. We have to get back on track. Okay, I'll say 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm a 7.
Yeah, 6.57.
Nice, 6.57. Great.
Ooh,
This is
nice.
this is a hard one because like I don't get it, and yet I think I liked it, but like
It
maybe
compelled me.
I don't know. Yeah, I watched it. Like I didn't. I'm not making fun of you. I am a little bit, but like I didn't have any trouble watching it. You know, I didn't like um get so lost I had to turn it off. But yeah, I think I will watch this again. Definitely, I will. So
Yeah,
fair.
I think I would have
But,
to
yeah.
watch it with a friend. Like I would have to like show someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
Well, maybe it'll be me. Who knows?
Respect.
Respect. Okay. Well, Brandon, do you know what movie you want to pick first, or do we want to talk about what we've seen?
Up to you guys. Should we do what we've seen first?
Nope.
I
Make a
think
decision.
Okay.
Daniel, let him make a decision.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm
It's good
shutting
for
up.
the boy.
Wait, for what? Oh, the movie pick first?
No.
Which
movie
do you
pick-
want to do first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's do what we've seen. Because mine is really short because I haven't really seen any because my family was here for like the
Mhm.
past week and a half, 2 weeks.
Cool. So yeah, what did
Okay.
you see?
Well,
Well, I can't remember if did we talk about Alien, Chuck? Like, did we tell Dan? Was that before?
No, we didn't talk about Alien yet.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I watched with Chuck and a few others the original Alien, but that was a rewatch for me.
yeah.
But it was like, I guess it was like, or Chuck can explain it, like restored or remastered.
Yeah, it was a
But
remaster.
Okay, remastered, but it looked like because I remember the first time I saw it, it was like very grainy and like
Yeah.
you could tell it's old. But this was like, oh damn, like very nice restoration.
hmm Was it a Criterion or was it just
No, it was just it was a 4K remaster.
nice?
hmm
I
I was
watched.
happy to get my hands on it.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
watched that movie for the first time. I mean, it's been years. Probably when I was, I don't know, like 18 or something. So long after it'd been released. But yeah, I watched a copy that probably wasn't 4K, but it was HD. And I actually remember thinking some of the effects probably could do with some grain. You know, like it's a classic.
Oh,
There's no
okay.
getting around it. But there's like that one part where it's like maybe one of the first times you sort of see the alien. Really, it's certainly one of the few times you get a good look at the alien. And it's like someone turns and they shine a light on it and it just kind of goes like, bleh, like it kind of just throws its arms out. And I was like, that just looks like a dude in a suit. Like that's just like a man and with a big head, like going like, bleh, like how I would surprise somebody.
Dude,
Yeah.
what? It was so what? I disagree.
I have to hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture. You're allowed to disagree, and maybe I just was a jaded teenager at the time, but I just remember thinking this is a great movie, but that looks kind of silly. Oh yeah, this is the one. It came up immediately. Yeah, it's kind of scary, but it's like the movement. Let me see if I can. It's when Dallas dies. Apparently, spoiler. I guess.
Spoiler alert.
Or
Copy link.
Dallas.
I'm copying a link. How do
Oh, okay.
I? Maybe you want to watch it too.
How did you post that, Dan? I heard the bloop.
I did it in the chat. Is what it said.
I just see Chuck's link in the chat.
Yeah, I don't see yours. I heard maybe you sent it to me directly. No.
Yeah,
you
maybe
didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did it. I see at the bottom. If there's a little talking bubble. That's where I put it.
I heard it. That's the thing. I like it. I
Here,
believe
hold
you.
on. Let me try going here. This will work. There we go.
Hey, there you go.
Okay, there.
Yeah, Dallas dies.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa.
Let me see if we're all just gonna silently be watching Alien.
Yeah, we can direct what's going on. Winona Ryder? No, that's not.
Oh my god.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. She was so hot in this movie.
Yeah, I do love her in Holes though the most.
Dude, I was literally knew you were gonna say that. I would have bet, and there's no reality in which I could have bet any money on that. But if I could have, I would have bet everything I own that Brendan was about to say, I like it better in Halls.
Which is insane. Which is actually insane.
Oh, there it is. It's at like 118.
118.
He jumps
okay.
out and goes, bleh.
118.
It is kind of bad.
I see
yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay, I will say this. Come on. It's a movie from the 80s. Like you
No,
have to
dude,
give-
yeah.
yeah. you
79.
have-
Alien is awesome. It's a fantastic movie. It's a classic. No, I'm not detracting from that. Because honestly, like, I know this is like such a tired thing to say. People talk about it with Alien, people talk about it with Jaws, but it's like, it is what you don't see. It's the tension, it's the buildup, it's the suspense. Totally. Like, the movie, Alien's awesome. But that moment is like, doesn't
jive. It doesn't jive.
I bet it looked better on VHS where you could like barely make out what's happening. Like that would be scarier.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Can't win them all, you know?
Yeah, still classic.
definitely a classic. And then I also, before my family came, I rewatched Hackers, Hack the Planet from the 90s. Really fun. Have you guys seen it?
I have not. I don't think I've seen it. I'm looking at it.
It's with not with Keanu Reeves. It's
Angelina Jolie and
yeah,
I forgot the other
that
guy.
movie's actually so bad.
No, it's not.
Yeah, dude. Like that's
You're
not
not
how
a hacker. You're not a hacker.
Dude, it like that way they're hacking is so cringe.
How do you hack, Chuck?
How do I hack?
Yeah, you said the way they were hacking is so cringe. How do you hack?
I don't hack at all. I just know it's not like slamming your
Well,
hands
what would you know then? What would you
Yeah,
know?
I guess you're right.
That's how they do it. Yeah.
No, Chuck is right though. It's like the actual hacking isn't what I like about it. Because the actual hacking is like you just see like the cyberspace, like them traveling in cyberspace or something like that.
Wow.
And I can't remember if this was before, but I also rewatched Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's in my top 20 of all time. I love it so much.
Wow. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It is good. I actually, yeah.
And that's it. And there's a lot of movies in theaters I want to watch. But that's it.
Oh, what do you want to see that's in theaters?
Right.
What is
Deadpool versus Wolverine.
What did you say, Chuck?
That's
one, even though that's on that's low. Yeah, Deadpool versus Wolverine, the new Alien that just came out. Inside Out 2, this film called Didi, like D-I-D-I, and Planet of the Apes, but I think that's on like Hulu and stuff now, so I'm gonna watch it there.
I also think Inside Out 2 is done.
Oh crap! All right.
I didn't love Inside Out 1, to be honest.
Oh, you didn't?
Ah, shucks.
Damn.
No, to me, I was just talking to somebody about this, and I respect people like it. It's cool. I don't want to just hate on it. The plot of that movie and like a lot of the structure to me is. What's up?
Oh, sorry. I'm having technical difficulties. No worries.
Okay. So just a lot of that movie, like the structure, the story of it, like is just Finding Nemo, right? Like it's like a plucky character and a sad character going on a journey. They literally like have the same scene where Marlin and Dory are stuck in the whale's mouth is like beat for beat the same as when they get stuck at the bottom of nothing or whatever. Like I just remember watching it and being like, this is just Finding Nemo, like how many, 10 years later or something. And it was good. I don't want to say like I hated it, like, but I just felt like I just wanted to watch Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
I fucking hated it too. I thought it was dumb.
Oh, you hated Inside Out?
I hated Inside Out. Inside Out was a dumb fucking movie. Why would you like? Emotions are not like your body and your emotions are not that black and white.
Well, isn't that kind of the whole point? Like now I'm defending it, but isn't the whole point like you need a little bit of sadness? Like it's not just like you can't just be happy all the time. Like
no, but that's why. Yeah, but there's so many more emotions that exist in your body.
Yeah,
and just the 5.
But yeah,
that's why you're in the sequel.
More. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why they're in the sequel.
What do they add in the sequel? Do they actually add a bunch of them?
Yeah, like anxiety and like. Oh, but
see,
like when
now-
you're a little kid, you can't have anxiety. Like, oh, only when you turn 8 you get anxiety. Bada bing.
I actually
No.
don't like that as much because I feel like that, yeah, like that undermines. Like I could have made an like it's not my job, but like if I really wanted to, I feel like you could make an argument where it's like, well, you know, they have these kind of 5 core emotions, and it's like the combination of each one that makes different things. You know, like to be if you're happy and sad, like that's bittersweet. You know, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh no, we need to invite more cast members, that kind of undermines that a little bit, right?
Well,
I mean,
you guys
100%
are.
agree.
You gu-
100% agree.
it's way.
Chuck's like,
it's
yeah,
way
whatever
too
makes it sound worse.
complicated to
Got it.
include every emotion in the human spectrum
Why is
In a
there
ki-
no
in a-
nostalgia?
in a kids movie. There is nostalgia in that movie, actually.
There
She's
is.
nostalgic about it. They
Oh, in
don't
which
show it
one?
as an emotion, but
Oh.
it's part of her sadness.
Yeah, but is nostalgia sad though? See, now
Yeah,
we're getting
nostalgia
into
can be a positive thing.
Yeah, it can be a positive thing. That's why it turns from like the sadness helps her because she realizes, wait, you know what? I actually really enjoyed that, and let's say like I want to continue it for hockey, for example.
yeah,
You guys need
for
to-
example, hockey.
You guys need
Is
to
nostal-
rewatch it first of
Yeah, I
all.
don't know if I do. Is nostalgia an emotion though?
Yeah, that's a good
Or-
point. I don't think nostalgia is an emotion.
Yeah, so both of you should.
I don't. Okay.
JK's.
What are the
All
5
right.
emotions in that? It's happy,
Ang-
sad, anger. What?
I think
There's 2
Loneliness?
more. No, that's kind of sadness, isn't it? Like she's
fear.
just-
Fear is one.
Fear. Yeah, that's one. And then there's then there's
Oh,
one
jealousy,
more.
jealousy.
Jealousy gets a slot. That's crazy.
dumb.
Of all
Yeah.
the emotions,
Yeah.
like jealousy is
I
not a dominant
100% agree. Dude,
enough. Yeah. Who would you slot there, Chuck? Who's
Mm-mm.
your 5th?
melancholy.
That melancholy. So you have
Nah,
sadness
that's
and
too,
melancholy
that's
on
too
the same.
advanced for kids.
It's also a little bit like There's a little bit
Okay,
overlap
so
there.
it's illegal for kids to feel melancholy?
Not illegal, but
Yeah, it's illegal.
they will most likely not be feeling that at that age.
Oh, dude. I can't believe it.
That's my opinion, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
everyone's okay. Well, yeah, everyone's allowed to their own opinion. That's fine. Clearly, I mean, I think
Also,
that
wait.
Chuck and I- Okay, go
Wait.
ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, we see the parents' emotions. They don't seem that complicated. They're the same 5.
Well, yeah, just
we
to
see
go with
the
the story, because then the kids will be like, "Hey, what are these?" And then
No, but
movie.
see, I don't
No,
like that. 'cause that's just-
no. There's
that's-
holes in the logic.
Yeah, because that's just looking at this. That's just you see the seams there. Like that's just like the elements of a story shouldn't just exist to uphold the story. You know what I'm saying? Like the story should conform to what you're trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just be
Thank
like,
you,
oh
Daniel.
well, yeah. The parents just have 5 too because like that's all they wrote. It's like no, that's not. That doesn't work. Like that's not good storytelling.
Yeah, but
Like
then
you
this
should have
goes
wrote a
back
story
to
that.
the kids could have had more also instead of just 5. They
Yeah,
should've just-
totally. Okay, good. We're on the same page.
No.
Yeah, no.
Okay. No more
What's your
inside out.
favorite?
No,
Well, I
no.
no. I want to ask one more question.
Okay.
Not about
Yes.
Inside Out. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
Oh, my favorite Pixar?
Yeah, it's not Inside Out. I hope.
No, it's not. Wait, let me see all the Pixar movies.
There's a lot of them. And Chuck, feel
mine's
free to answer this
Ratatouille.
as well. Ratatouille's awesome. Ratatouille's
Ratatouille is great.
up there for me. I love Ratatouille. Anyway,
I love
Um,
Ratatouille.
For me, it's either Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. It's a
Um,
good one.
I
He's
think
gonna
for now,
say
we'll
some
just,
shit
I need
like
to look at
Cars.
all of them and like really think. But I think for
Cars,
now, I'll say
yeah.
Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3. Okay. Yeah, and good choice. I don't know what mine is. Mine, Ratatouille's up there. I'm a sucker for the original Toy Story. But Monsters Inc. I really like Monsters Inc. too.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fair.
a great one.
Yeah.
Did you like Monsters University as well?
I never saw all of it. I saw like half of it, and then I forgot to watch the rest. and now here we are, like however many fucking years later. So I guess I didn't like that.
Yeah,
much.
very forgettable.
You have time.
Yeah.
You have time.
Yeah, it's true. I do. I'm immortal. You know, whether I'm 7 or 70, I'm immortal. So I have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
That's look nice comeback. Good job.
Thank
So
you.
Dan,
Looping it all back together.
looping it all back together? What movies have you seen, Dan?
I watched a lot, man. For one thing, I watched. So I mentioned Following. I'd
Mhm.
recommend it. It's very interesting. Not perfect, which no movie is, but it's like, in some ways, it's like really interesting to see, like a really. I don't mean this as an insult, but like a very commercial mainstream director, like see his first movie, which like clearly did not have a budget. And I think, in fact, I think I read that most of the money spent on this movie went literally to the film. Like that was the most expensive part of the movie.
That's really cool.
So that it's sort of interesting to see that. But yeah, really interesting story structure. You know, pretty cool, sort of twisty turny stuff.
Mhm.
A little bit like tilted and awkward, but overall I liked it. I finally watched The Green Knight, which I think
Oh,
we've talked about. Yeah. And I have a lot of thoughts on it. I liked it. I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but I think you guys were had mixed opinions a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
The cum scene is not my favorite.
That's true. Yeah, that was that was weird. But something without going to like beat by beat, because that's like could be a whole nother podcast probably. What I was most struck by is the fact that I knew it was going to be a retelling of the original story. I don't know if you guys ever read or heard the original story of The Green Knight. Did you?
Mm-mm.
No. Barely.
Okay. I read it. Like there's written, I think it was like an oral, like it was like a spoken story for a long time, but I had read some version of it like in high school, funnily enough. And it's really, really simple. And for most of the movie, it pretty much follows the same structure. Like pretty much the same beats are followed until literally like the last third, like basically until the cum scene that you mentioned already.
Mhm.
It's like pretty much the same, and then it diverts like hugely. And I feel like they make reference to that, and you wouldn't get it unless you read the original story, which I thought was a bit strange. Like, this is very specific, and maybe you don't remember, but he ends up leaving in that the kind of last stop before he gets to see the Green Knight is he's at that like guy's castle. You remember? At all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And he says to him, he being the guy who owns the castle, says to the what the fuck is the knight's name again? It's not Lancelot. Oh, Gawain, Sir Gawain. Says, I'm going to go out and hunt, and I'm going to give whatever I kill, I'm going to give to you as a gift. And anything that you get, you've got to give to me. And in the original story, his wife tries to seduce Gawain, and he doesn't give in, as opposed to the movie where he does. And the whole thing, it's a little bit weird. But he doesn't give in, but she still gives him a kiss. So when the guy who owns the castle comes home and gives him his kill, he says, "Well, what do you have for me?" And he gives him a kiss because that's what he got, but nothing else. Doesn't explain where it came from. I don't know what the king or whoever the noble was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But I say all that because in the movie he ends up running away after he got a fucking hand job, and the castle owner finds him in the woods, and he's like, "I think you have something for me," and he gives him a kiss. Which they don't fucking explain at all, but is like a reference to the original story. Clearly,
Oh,
like it's
okay.
like alluding to the fact that like the way it's in quotes meant to happen is he just all he gets is a kiss, and then he gives him a kiss at the end of the day. But like if you didn't know that, it would be like, I don't understand. Like, is this dude flirting with him? Like, is he weird, strangely threatening him? Like, what is this? So there was kind of a lot of that with the last third, where like I feel like it doesn't really make sense on its own. Like you sort of have to know the original story
And I don't really think that's a reasonable thing to expect of people to have just off the cuff know some random Arthurian legend. Like, I don't think most people know the story of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. So anyway, that's I guess kind of my critique, or like why I think maybe you guys. I'm not saying you have to like it, but there may be some things that you like didn't like or didn't understand, and it's because you didn't realize you needed to do homework ahead of time.
Hmm.
True.
Anyway, so I watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies again.
Wow.
Yeah, I
cool.
know. I was on vacation this past week, so I basically every night was just watching Lord of the Rings.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
They fucking hold up, dude. Like, I hadn't seen them in a long time. And they're awesome. They're great. I don't know if you guys have seen them recently, semi-recently.
I've never seen them.
Not
You've never
recently
seen
for
them?
me.
Dude, like, I'm not even. I mean, I like fantasy. I'm not a fantasy guy, but like, sometimes this sort of thing like doesn't really grab my attention, or like, you know. But this is like the cream of the crop. Like, honestly, despite the fact these movies are like 3 hours long, 3+ hours long, I think the third one is like literally 3.5 hours. In my opinion, like, they fly by. They're like paced so well. It's just they're like really well. They're really well put together movies. And there's things about them I think are really silly. Like, I think I've mentioned with you guys before that there's a lot of really anachronistic, strange lines. Like, at one point, I laughed at it. It came up and I had forgotten. There's a scene where some orc says, "It looks like meat's back on the menu," and it's like, how the fuck do you know what a menu is? Like, you're a monster. Like, there's no
You're a
like a menu. You know, like, it's just like it doesn't make any sense. You know. So there's definitely some like weird shit, like some stuff that like is a little bit not super put together. But
Did you
Sorry,
watch
go
the
ahead.
theatrical cut? Or
I watched the theatrical. I did not watch the extended.
Okay.
If because I liked them so much, I don't know, some other time, whenever I get an itch to watch them, I may watch the extended cuts. But this time I just did it'd been so long since I'd seen them, like
Yeah.
10+ years, that I just wanted to stick with the original. But they're really good. They work.
Yeah, I do want to rewatch.
Yeah, man. They're all in. I think I watched them on Max. Is where they are now. They're all there.
Okay.
Yeah, and the extended cuts are all there. But so that's an option.
Mhm.
Then the last thing I watched I want to mention is Mother, which is
I
a Bong
love Mother.
the Bong Joon-ho Mother.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the guy who made
Jennifer Lawrence.
Hi.
Mother.
Yeah, Jennifer
Yeah.
Lawrence. Yeah.
I knew you would. I have not seen that,
I
but
love
this is
Mother.
Mother without an exclamation point.
Mm. Sorry,
also,
it's because you didn't say Mother, like you didn't
Right?
scream.
Yeah, I should have
Yeah.
shouted.
Yeah.
But this is good. This one was really good. I don't think it's related to the other Mother, but yeah, Bong Joon-ho. So it's pretty excellent.
Mhm.
It's I have my problems with it, but overall, I think it's like really, really pretty haunting, and great. Where it's a mother who her son it's not really well defined, but he, for lack of a better word, he's clearly sort of intellectually challenged. He's like probably 20, and is sort of she lives with his mother, and she sort of treats him like a child, and he's essentially arrested for murder, and he didn't do it. He wouldn't hurt a fly, but the police don't care because he admitted to it and signed some confession without really understanding, and they don't really want an open murder in their town. So it's kind of her trying to find the mother trying to find evidence of his innocence.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like a reverse murder mystery. Like, it's like her trying to find someone innocent. But yeah, it's really good. Like I said, if you guys watch it, I don't want to say anything more. I have my problems with it, but overall, I think it kind of does what Bong Joon-ho seems to do best, or maybe the sorts of stories that he's sort of compelled to make, which just there's like a very, I don't know, it's got a very great subtext, and you can sort of enjoy it. You sort of get sucked in just to this murder mystery element, but then there's this really, like I said, kind of haunting, challenging, kind of implication right below the surface. So
Yeah, I'd recommend it. It was very good.
Nice.
And I think that's it. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention, which is a curveball for us. It's not a movie. It's not a show. It's not a game. Well, not a video game. I got this board game when I was on vacation. It's fucking awesome. I don't even like board games generally. Like, or I'm not. I don't hate them, but like I don't play board games. But this game, it's called Root. Have you guys heard of this?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Root.
Root's awesome. Yeah, I
I've
just
never
started playing it. And it's cool. So I wanted to mention that.
Oh, nice. Art can come in different forms, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are stories you tell yourself.
Yeah. Dank. I'll be quick. I have not been watching that many movies recently. I've been very slacking. But I did read, or I'm caught up with Berserk. Berserk is a manga. It's very good. It might be the best manga of all time.
Nice.
It's very depressing, and there's a lot of trigger warnings. So read it at your own discretion. Don't come at me and say, "Oh my god, I can't believe you made me read this." No.
What are some of the warnings without spoilers?
A lot of essay.
Really?
Yes. Gore. Yeah. Just a lot of horrible. Like, what? What's the most horrible things you could do to a human? That's basically what happens.
Yikes.
Yeah, but it's really good. Really, really good. I've been making a lot of cucumber salads. Those have been pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, those are great.
Yeah.
Little tomato.
No. I just do cucumber. I put Greek yogurt, some lemon juice, some dill, and yeah, they
Sounds good.
smack. Oh yeah, it's some Greek. It's like a Greek variation. It's pretty good. I got some MSG.
Oh yeah, MSG's like the magic. Honestly.
It's so delicious. Yeah, you'd be surprised about. Yeah, just a little bit goes so far.
Isn't MSG? It's like dried like seaweed or something. Am I crazy?
No, dude, I've heard from everything what MSG is. I have no idea. Like MSG is like a mythical thing now.
I know.
Why do people say it's bad?
Well, yeah, no. Oh my God, don't even get me started on that because people say it's bad for you. Some people say it's amazing for you. Some people say it's just I don't think there's someone needs to be funding this or someone needs to make a documentary on MSG.
I think to answer you, so I don't take everything I say with a grain of salt or a grain of MSG, but I think why we, meaning like Americans, think MSG is so bad is because shit tons of MSG get put into like McDonald's and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like all sorts of fast food is just like got tons of MSG, which is like, I mean, it's sodium, right? Like it's
very
like
salt. Yeah, it's like salt. So yeah, exactly. There's a lot of sodium, so it's not great for you, but it makes things taste better.
Yeah, and a little bit. I mean, just like with salt, right? Like you don't put it like a lot of salt's bad for you. You put a little sprinkling, it's okay.
Mm-hmm. But I think the other thing with MSG is like you don't like it can't be too salty. Like if you can overdo the MSG and it's not too salty.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so
that's what makes it dangerous. Yeah, because you're like,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think. Well, see, I might be spreading more MSG. Yeah, like.
Yeah. Well, everybody be safe. But I just looked up what is MSG, and not like, oh, I was right, but just interesting. It does not come. It's not made with seaweed. It can be made from a few different things. But apparently, when it was first created in 1908, it was by a Japanese biochemist named Kakune Ikeda, and he was trying to replicate the savory taste of kombu.
Oh,
so that must be where I
cool.
thought it. I don't think I ever knew that, but maybe that's where I heard the seaweed bit was like related to that.
That's pretty cool. Well, I mean, you're technically wrong though because you did.
No, I'm not technically wrong. I'm absolutely wrong.
Yeah, so I mean, you should find shame in that somewhere.
Oh, I do. Don't worry.
No. No, I'm teasing. But on a different note, Brendan has to pick a movie.
Oh,
damn. Okay, so I have 14 options. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Gosh. Yeah. Dude, don't even like. Yeah, you're joking, but I mean, I could just see you. Like you're like, oh, I don't have 14. Don't worry, I just have 7.
I do have 4, but.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
But you know why it's not too bad? Is because he set expectations high.
Yeah,
That's like he starts from 14 and he's like, oh, it's a joke. It's only 4. If he had
he's
started
like
from
he's
4,
like your shitty manager at work. Like he's like, oh yeah,
right,
yeah.
The one that says like, okay, do you have a minute? Oh, great. Stay late and do these 10 assignments.
Yeah.
Psychology
God.
tricks. Okay, so one of them is it's called Robot Dreams, 2023.
Okay.
The other is called Go, 1999. The other is called Living, 2022, which is it's a remake of the Japanese film Ikuru. If you guys have heard of it, I also want to watch Ikuru, but since this is more modern. And
Yeah.
the last one is Speak, 2004.
Speak is I think is like a was a book first, right?
Not sure. I know it has the girl from Twilight.
Yeah,
Christine.
I remember reading the book when I was a kid.
Oh, is it good?
When I was a kid.
Is it-
I'm not gonna talk about it. I don't want to sway. I don't want to like change your opinion depending on what I said. What was the third movie you said? Robot Dreams, Living, and Speak. What was the third?
Go.
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 Yeah. Which
Thank
Go, it's funny. A Go, I just like heard it for the first time. Or at least I
really?
saw it somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Is that a
haven't seen any of these.
1999 movie?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
Man,
haven't.
you these are all so different.
Yeah,
I know.
that's why you guys choose for me.
So I'll say this. If we picked Living, I definitely would watch Akuro first. That's not saying I wouldn't, or it's not swaying one or the other. It's just
Okay,
first
just
thoughts.
yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, like I haven't heard of Robot Dreams and I haven't heard of Speak. I'd heard of Go, but like barely. Like I looked it up once, essentially.
Mhm.
So yeah, that I don't really have any other thoughts.
All right, Chuck, it's on you then.
I'm down to watch Speak.
Speak.
Yeah.
All right, since you read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Speak 2004.
Cool.
All
Yeah,
right.
watch Speak 2004 by. Is it really
Uh,
Michelangelo? No. Oh no, Jessica Schwarzenegger.
Jessica Sharzer.
Schwar-
Charzer.
Charzer. Like Charizard. But yeah, watch that for the next episode and bada bing bada boom.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, check us out anywhere you can get a podcast. This will also be uploaded on YouTube. And yeah, this is Chuck.
Oh yeah. This is Daniel.
This is Brendan.
Bye bye. Doo, doo, doo.